Hello everybody of the internet, what is up? My name is Skiz and today we have some crazy news actually, this is groundbreaking. So what I'm talking about is Call of Duty World League moving possibly to PC. And the reason I say possibly is because this is not confirmed, but the signs point to it being legitimate. So for those of you who don't know, Call of Duty World League is the international pro league for Call of Duty play. So all the pro teams in Call of Duty play in the CWL, the Call of Duty World League. And anybody who likes Call of Duty knows that the CWL has been bought out by Sony. Now, it wasn't always like this. Professional Call of Duty throughout Call of Duty 1, 2, and 4 were all very much PC oriented. Of course, people played them on other platforms, but it was mainly focused on PC. But then Call of Duty, the guys over at Activision were like, hey, you guys that make consoles, Microsoft and Sony, I'm taking bids for the pro scene. So Microsoft stepped up to the plate and professional Call of Duty was on the Xbox 360. Then when the next generation of consoles came out, Sony got those rights with a big wad of cash. Since then, the rights to the professional Call of Duty scene have been closely mounted to Sony's crotch. And the focus of Call of Duty's player base, not just the competitive scene, has also been oriented at console, and only recently have they even really had a push for PC. And of course, I'm talking about Black Ops 4. Now obviously they released previous Call of Duty games on PC, but they never made an initiative to push it, to promote it, to make good updates, to really support the PC community. But in Black Ops 4, they switched up their system. They didn't release on Steam, they released on Blizzard, which ensured better anti-cheat, a stronger community. And of course, with all these changes, they also added Call of Duty Blackout, the Battle Royale mode, which was, pretty big up until Apex on PC. There were PC teams that were getting signed to orgs until Apex Legends came out. But even with all these good Black Ops 4 changes, the PC community eventually did pretty much die. You can't really find multiplayer games in Call of Duty Black Ops 4 on PC, and in general, the PC scene is again dead, just like every other recent COD release on PC. But that might actually change, and that's because now we're seeing this leak that shows that Call of Duty World League will move to PC, and again, this is not confirmed by Activision, but we do have some signs that point to it being legitimate, and I'll show you those in a second. First, let's look at what was actually leaked. So originally, yesterday, 5 images were leaked via Twitter showing different screenshots or different images of a screen showing information about Call of Duty World League. I'll show you those right now. So this was the first image leaked by COD Burner 2018 Mania. Now this is just a screen that says Call of Duty League. We haven't seen this image before. I couldn't find this anywhere else on the internet, so it's definitely not previous. And all this stuff looks like it could be in a game, but I'm pretty sure that this is all marketing documents. Now if we go to the next image, you can see the same sort of distortion from taking a picture of a monitor, and this time it says Call of Duty League Team Operations March 2019. We also notice it has a combination of the Activision and Blizzard logo with the word esports below it. Now, this is important because obviously Blizzard is the publishing platform on PC. They aren't really involved as much in Call of Duty aside from that. So the fact that they have esports next to Activision makes it seem like Blizzard will have an involvement in Activision esports in Call of Duty. What's very exciting about that is that Blizzard is already very involved in the esports industry with multiple games, and they already have a lot of experience under their belt that they can use for PC esports. So if Call of Duty does make this switch, then that would be a positive thing as far as whether it would go well or not. The next image is where it gets real juicy. At the top we see text saying team branding in big letters, and it shows some goals and some guidelines about team branding that they want. Under the goals we see it says create cohesive branding across the entirety of the league. Now you might be wondering, what do they mean by cohesive branding? And it gets into that. It says ensure team colors work well in venue, in game, and on apparel. And it also says connect each team's brand to the local city and region. So that means that they want to franchise Call of Duty Esports. So what that means is essentially instead of having Optic Gaming or FaZe or TSM, you have the Houston Rockets or the Miami Heat or the New York Yankees or the Texans. And all of these are franchise esports. All of these teams represent a region or a location, and they're related to that, and that's all their branding. So that goes into the cohesive branding across the entirety of the league. Now, if you guys are familiar with Blizzard, you were probably thinking, I know another game that's moved towards franchised esports. Overwatch. They actually are franchised. If you guys follow Overwatch League, you know that there's Dallas Fuel, there's Houston Outlaws, there's the New York Excelsior. But Overwatch didn't start out franchised. They started out with teams like Cloud9, Team Envious, and they actually moved into franchised esports, which is really good because if Call of Duty takes this direction, whether that be on console or PC, it means that they have someone backing them, have someone that's partnered with them that knows what they're doing. They have the connections. They've already franchised another game. Further down in this document, we see guidelines that says basically teams that are already established as a franchise esports brand native to a specific location can submit their brand to the Call of Duty World League to essentially move it towards this new format that CWL is taking. This next image is where it gets real exciting, guys. So we see an amateur path to pro pipeline where we see part of a diagram showing the way that you will get to the pro Call of Duty League, to the World League. On this pipeline, we see some national online qualifiers shown in these bubbles, and under that we see a sort of bracket encapsulating these, showing that they're weekly online tournaments. And these weekly online tournaments are open to anybody. They're open tournaments, meaning that you can make it to the Call of Duty Pro League just by playing online tournaments if you're good enough. This is really exciting because a lot of other esports, it's hard to get to the pro leagues if you aren't a known name, if you don't have those contacts. You might be good enough, but it's just hard to get your foot in the door. In this image at the top, it also says that pro teams will be able to scout talent through this system, which will run parallel to the league. So essentially, while the pro league is going on, these open tournaments in this pipeline will be a way for teams to find talent and be able to acquire the best players. Now, the last image we have doesn't show a whole lot, but it has text that says player selection process, and then it has some stuff that's blurred out. I'm assuming it's blurred out because it has some sort of connection to the leaker or something that they really can't show. So these are the 5 images that were leaked yesterday, but wait, there is more. So you might be saying, well, these look like they could be photoshopped. This isn't anything too complex to just like throw together. This could just be someone pulling our legs, right? Well, that's what a lot of people said until it got taken down via a copyright strike by Activision. Activision had it taken down off Twitter. You can see in this tweet that where the leak was supposed to be, it says media not displayed. This image has been removed in response to a report from the copyright holder. Now, this is really funny because according to copyright law, if this was just some fake thing that someone made up, they would be the copyright holder. So Activision is claiming that this is essentially theirs because they said that they were the copyright holder and took it down. So in my mind, this is a large piece of evidence that this is real, because why else would Activision purposely strike it down? And to that you might say, well, Activision probably took it down because they don't want any wrong information out there. They want to make sure everything's clear. But tons of fake stuff comes out every day that isn't real. And if they wanted to strike all of it down, they'd have to have a full team working full time just scouring the internet looking for fake information. I'm not saying it's not a possibility, but it seems odd to me that they would spend time trying to take it down so quickly. So after these were taken down, COD Burner, the guy who posted this stuff, the guy who is known for leaking things, keep in mind he has a previous history of leaking correct information before stuff happened. He actually posted over a month ago via his sources that the location for the playoffs or championship for Call of Duty would be somewhere in Miami. This was not previously announced, and lo and behold, literally today, Miami announced for the Call of Duty championship. So if he was right about that, then it leads me to believe that these leaks are fake or have some merit to them. Now, he posted these on Twitter yesterday and they were taken down, but he re-uploaded them to an image hosting site or a Dropbox sort of site that no one could touch, and he posted the links to these images from that site on Reddit. Funny thing is, because Activision took them down, he said, I don't like how they're salty, so I'm just going to add a little bit of insult to injury, and he threw in another image. At the top of this image, we see it says Global City-Based Call of Duty League with some information cut off on the left side. And further down, we can't really tell what that word is. It ends with chur, but we can see that it says inaugural season on console with transition to PC in the future seasons. So if this information is correct, just like other information the past that he has is correct, then the Call of Duty World League will be transitioning to PC. I don't know if that means that they're fully phasing out console or if they're just going to add a PC league, but it's definitely a possibility. When seeing some people's responses to this, especially the Reddit comments, there was a lot of controversy, to say the least. A lot of people really dislike the idea of competitive Call of Duty moving to PC, and that's understandable because Call of Duty has cemented itself as a console game. It's been on console for as long as a lot of people can even remember, even though it was on PC originally. And it has a substantially larger community on console than it does on PC. So why would they move to PC? What is the reasoning? I personally believe that this is because competitive gaming is always better on PC. You have more precision, you have more accuracy, it's more enjoyable to watch, there's higher level play. There is just more you can do with a mouse and keyboard than you can do with a controller. For example, on Blackout on PC, you can just click through the items that you want and quickly transfer them to your inventory. On console, you have to slide through a really slow menu which hinders the experience. Another reason is that gaming in general is moving to PC. With games like Fortnite adding mouse and keyboard support to their console versions and a lot of console hardware moving more and more towards PC in general, and then you factor in the fact that PCs are getting cheaper and cheaper to build at a high quality, so more and more people can move into PC gaming, and esports is at an all-time high, growing exponentially. With every competitive game being on PC, it seems like the logical move to get Call of Duty into the PC space before they lose their chance, before another FPS game really takes the cake on that. And think about it, is there any better time than now to enter the PC space, especially with a competitive FPS shooter? What other competitive FPS games are there on PC? We have Counter-Strike, and we have Overwatch, sorta. That's not really an FPS game, it's not raw FPS at least. A lot of competitive FPS players are looking for a new game to play, and PC is the best place for it to be played on. So my question is, why wouldn't they move to PC? Why is this a bad decision? If you say because the player base is lower on PC, well yeah, but that's because they haven't supported PC games. Black Ops 4, with the support that they gave, which honestly still wasn't a lot, had a massive spike in player base compared to past Call of Duties. They also focused on a lot of PC-centric features that they didn't have in the console versions of past Call of Duties in Black Ops 4. So if they continue on that path, they'll just draw more and more PC players. Personally, I didn't buy a single Call of Duty on PC until Black Ops 4. I played Call of Duty back in the day on Xbox 360, and as soon as I got a PC, I said see you to Call of Duty because I didn't want to play a dead game. But perhaps these new efforts that they're making with the World League, as well as just trying to push PC more with Black Ops 4 and the potential next release of Call of Duty, this could really resurrect Call of Duty on PC. But of course, that's all assuming that this is real at all. Anyway, I hope you guys liked this video. Please let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. I want to hear what you guys have to say. This is obviously very controversial, being that the community is mainly on console right now, and I'm interested to hear the different perspectives. I want to be thinking about all the things that affect this, and as a PC gamer, I can't get that holistic perspective. So please let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you like this video, please leave a like, and be sure to subscribe for more content. I recently rebranded my channel, so all of my videos are currently unlisted, but I will be making more content on this sort of stuff, so be sure to subscribe for that, and until next time, peace.